find that one of the challenges of this new setup is going to be synchronizing the audio and the video perfectly. It should work out nicely.
Oh, what a wonderful sight! I thank you. And the entire village will thank me. Boys, you have restored power to the village and guaranteed my re-election. And for that, my boy, you've earned a power cell.
Great. We just helped a political campaign, I guess. Well, if he's a good guy, then why not? I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that guy's political alignment is, so I can't throw my weight behind him. But maybe Jack knows. Maybe... I don't know. I don't want to comment on that. There were a lot of characters in this first area. There are going to be some more, but not nearly as many as there are in this first area, I believe. At least not in the next areas individually. Here we had the mayor, Jack's uncle, the farmer, the fisherman, the bird lady, and the sculptor. And then we had Kira, who is Jack's friend and interest, I believe. Daxter, of course, our companion, and Green Sage. We've already got 21 power cells, so we can definitely move on to the next area. But I'm sure somebody out there wants to see what Misty Island looks like, so we'll go to Misty Island real quick, see what we can get organically, not spend too much time there, and then we'll move on to the next area. This game is an absolute adventure, so let's do a little bit of adventuring. I'm sure you've noticed already, there seems to be a little bit of a theme of the types of games that I like to play. Games that change scenery a lot and put you in a lot of different places. I absolutely love it. There's actually going to be a little bit of an offshoot from that, and a game that kind of doesn't really fit into the theme of the games that we've played so far. And that's going to come later on. But, I mean, it's a great game. I'm sure it's going to be kind of unexpected for a lot of people watching. But it's a game that I love, and I fully intend to play it all the way through. Alright, here's our next eco. This one is red eco, and it makes us insanely strong. So, red eco is the eco of power. Just straight up raw power. And kind of the way that they give you that effect, as well as giving you that aura and making your punches stronger. They also make the controller vibrate every time that you attack. And it vibrates pretty strongly, so that lets you know, hey, you're powered up. Let's see if we can activate that little elevator over there. See it over there. Could take us to a power cell. Oh man, we hit the dark eco. Another type of eco, dark eco. It is toxic, basically. And what they haven't mentioned yet, I'm not sure if it's protected knowledge, if it's a spoiler to say so. Well, first of all, that's the first place we went to. The tutorial area, Geyser Rock. It's there. So it's part of the world that we're in. We can see it very clearly. It's kind of nice that they flesh everything out like that. But anyways, Samos, the green sage, is the sage of green eco. There is a red sage as well. Later on, we'll find that there's a blue sage and another eco that we haven't discovered yet. There's a sage of that one too. So of course, there must be a sage of dark eco as well, right? I mean, there seems to be a sage of every type of eco. And we'll figure that out later, who that is. got a little bit of a different thing to worry about. These guys are not easy to steamroll because even though they...
Better you than me.
Right, that's one thing that happens when you get killed by enemies. Daxter will pop up and offer you a little dialogue. They brought that back in Jak 3, I believe, but in Jak 2, I don't remember if they did. Anyways, even though these guys die in one hit, you can't really steamroll through them because you have a cooldown after you attack. You can't just continuously power through them. So you gotta kind of put some distance between yourself and them. And it's not always easy to see because of this game being a 3D game. But, well, I mean, it actually worked out pretty well in the end. So, thankful for that. And are they still shooting Dark Eco bags at me? Yeah, they are. We can actually shoot some ourselves. Does this place look familiar to you? This is where Daxter turned into the monstrosity that he is now. We were here in the very first scene of the game, and revisiting this gives us a power cell. Yeah, we get it, Daxter. Come on. Move along. But yeah, something is shooting those little Dark Eco packets at us. Or explosive packets. Man.
Hello there. I'm dead.
That guy didn't even see us. Sucks to be him. One thing that I didn't really like about this game, that I'm gonna mention right off the bat, there's no area map. So it's very easy to get lost in an area. They kinda changed that later on with giving you a menu where you can actually access kind of a city map. But for the time being, we're pretty much blind wherever we are. So we just gotta kind of explore and make a map in our minds. And as a kid, I always had a really good sense of direction that persisted into my older age. I'm not that old. I talk about myself like I'm an old man. Yeah, I always had a great sense of direction. Growing up in 3 different cities, riding along with my parents and my grandparents, and pretty much always taking different streets, exploring different areas. It's never really been an issue for me. But I learned later on that some people just don't have a good sense of direction. So if you're that type of person, this may not be the game for you. And no judgment there. I mean, everybody's got their skills. And if yours isn't having a sense of direction, that's okay. Don't burden yourself with something that's going to make your life a little less enjoyable instead of a little more enjoyable. The point of games isn't to ruin your day, it's to have a little bit of de-stressing and, you know, do something you enjoy. Sometimes games can be a little bit stressful, but it's the challenge that keeps us going, right? I've been learning that a lot lately. I mean, not learning, but I've been experiencing that a lot lately with Final Fantasy VII, the more recent remake, Rebirth. And I know I've been talking about that a lot in a couple of my other videos. It's a good game, really. I strongly believe that. They really took the effort to fix everything that was wrong in Remake, and they made a very good game out of that. Kind of makes me sad to see that apparently they're struggling with sales of that game. And probably a big part of that is... Oh man, I don't know why I did that. Probably a big part of that is their own fault. I mean, the remake was not good. And part of what happens when you lose your reputability as a game studio is that you lose the more passionate audience. Focus a little bit here. But yeah, with a game like Final Fantasy VII, unfortunately for Square Enix, pretty much the entire audience is the passionate audience. So if they lose that, then they don't have an audience. And they lost a lot of people because of Remake, I think. I mean, they lost me for a while. And then, one day, I got a pretty good bonus from work. Alright. This is a little bit physics-based. I'm gonna kind of control the shots. And now we can collect those orbs over there. So anyways, unfortunately for Square, passionate audience, what have you. Final Fantasy VII is kind of a passion project. It's a game that won over a lot of people to the Final Fantasy, I don't want to say series, because all of them are kind of disjointed from each other. They are interconnected in a way. I got a pretty good bonus at work one day, so I used some of that money for myself, and something I don't normally do. I bought the DLC for Remake, because I was like, well, they put Yuffie in it. I don't know where that part of the story is going to go, so I want to see what they did with that. And, I mean, initially, the combat was a little bit more fluid, which was nice. So I was like, okay, this is kind of fun to play. I'll just keep on going with it. And then they had voice lines and stuff for some of the new characters, some of the old characters. And what blew my mind was that it seemed like they had completely new direction for the voice actors. And that wasn't something that I was expecting them to do. I was expecting that the voice actors would be just as anime sounding as they were in the original remake. That put me off from Remake. It put a lot of people off from Remake. I mean, when you play a Final Fantasy game, you're expecting kind of a dramatic game, but it seemed like the direction of the voice actors in the original remake was to sound like anime characters. And I get it. Sometimes anime characters sound alright, but it was horrible. Watching 3D models of basically photorealistic people acting like anime characters, it was really cringe and kind of embarrassing to see. And it definitely turned me off from the game, and it probably turned off a lot of other people too. But something that I didn't expect, and probably nobody else expected them to do, was to go back, see the error of their ways, and redirect the entire team to make a game that felt a little bit less like playing through an anime and a little bit more like playing through Final Fantasy VII. And I still got my problems with the way that a couple of the voice actors were directed. I'm sure that they are extremely talented and know what they are doing. The way that they sounded, even in Rebirth, was kind of weird. However, 99% of the dialogue, well, maybe 95% of the dialogue, is extremely well done, and that put me back in it. After playing that DLC, I was like, okay, maybe there's hope for Rebirth. And after that, when the game came out, I bought it because I was like, I need to see what they did to my favorite characters and check if they fixed everything that they acted like they were gonna fix. And they did. I was blown away by the result, and I was so happy with it. It's nice when game developers take a step back and realize that they could do better, and that hype alone isn't going to sell a game. And they try to make a product that they can be proud of. And then it actually does hurt me a little bit when I see that a game that so much care and time and effort was put into doesn't sell well. And it just makes me wonder, like, are people... Well, I mean, a big part of it is probably due to the lack of a comprehensive review system on the PlayStation end, because a lot of games are rated with stars, and of course, games are overrated all the time. People get hyped up about a game, they buy it, they rate it 5 stars because they're like, I want other people to play this with me, and then they play it and they hate it and they don't go back and change their rating. And it's really a criticism on the hype, because in the end it's the hype that's the issue. If games weren't overhyped, then we would have more comprehensive, more competent review systems. And then there wouldn't be issues like this where good games are put on the back burner because people can't tell other people that, hey, they did it. This game is actually good. Give it a chance, you know? Another part of that is probably Square Enix's fault, because they made DLC that was priced at basically the same price as half of a full game at the time. Remake came out and it was $60, and then what was it called? Intergrade or something? Came out and it was like half of a game for... Oh no, not even half of a game. It was like a third of a game for $30. It's like, how can you justify that? It's hard to justify. I bought it when it was on sale, and I still felt buyer's remorse after buying it, because I was like, man, I just spent $30 on DLC and I don't even know if it's going to be good. Luckily it was, but man, like, I waited, I think about a year before I actually bought it. So they really shot themselves in the foot by doing that. If they had any intention of... Oh, man. If they had any intention of kind of apologizing for the lack of effort that they put into Remake, then they would have made the DLC like $10. I feel like $10 would have still been reasonable, while... or even $15, you know? It would have still been reasonable while giving players a reason to actually pick it up. Because a big part of the reason why I didn't pick it up in the first place was because of the price. Just out of principle, you know? Out of principle, $30 is hard to justify. But anyways, Intergrade was good. Oh, I guess I gotta punch it. It's got like a beard. Kinda weird looking. Alright. Thanks, Daxter. So yeah, anyways. Rebirth is good. I throw my weight behind that, and if you have, Jesus, 80 hours or so to kill, then Rebirth is your game. It's good. For what my opinion is worth, I haven't really built myself up on this platform yet enough to have any real influence with my opinion, but if you can see what kind of games I'm into just based on my content so far, and I'm very critical of a lot of things in the games that I play, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a good game. On the other hand, to contrast that opinion, I did read some reviews about another game that I wanted to play on the channel, Dragon's Dogma 2, and in the end I decided that I'm not going to play it on the channel. I hope that doesn't disappoint anybody.
That looks like it hurt. Should I call for backup?
Yes, please. Yeah, so Dragon's Dogma 2, not going to play it on the channel. I read some reviews. I'm disappointed by what I've seen. And I mean, I should have known when I saw the DLC plan that they had for the game that this maybe was not going to be the move. And it's not. It's really not. So, whatever, you know? It be what it do, and it do what it is. There are better games to play. Better ways to spend $70. Like, my god, that is so much money. And yeah, I mean, I'm not hurting for it. There's plenty of other games out there to play. On this channel, I have 13 more games lined up to play so far. And I'm sure that there are going to be more. But 13 games, each going to take quite a considerable amount of time to get through. So we're not hurting for content at all. Actually 14. Sorry, I forgot to count one. 14 games. Not playing through Dragon's Dogma 2, not going to hurt us. If the developer wanted to do better, they could have just make a better game. Honestly. I know it's easier said than done, but games make a lot of money, and it's not our responsibility as people who play games to find out that they're not as good as they say they are. It's their responsibility as developers to realize that this isn't going to fly, and we need to do better. Especially due to the fact that the gaming market is absolutely saturated with content. There's no shortage of games, new or old. New games come out all the time. Indie developers are working really hard. There are some indie games that I would love to play on this channel too. Ones that are going to test my abilities because I'm not good at a lot of skill-based games. I'm not bad at games, but my skills are directed. I'm good at certain types of games. I'm not good at every type of game. Nobody is. And that's part of the fun of gaming too, is finding your niche. Because everybody's got a different skill set. Some people have super fast reflexes. Some people have Google Earth brains. Some people just want to explore. Some people just want to chill. And there's a game for that. It's just like that advertisement forever ago from Apple where they were like, there's an app for that. Because the App Store was absolutely saturated. Yep, same thing with games. Industry is saturated, so find your niche. Mine is games like this. And I discovered that when I was little. That being said, this game isn't that hard. It's just, it's a journey. Alright, well, now you're seeing my completionist side. If you heard that, that is a fish that will eat you for going out of bounds. So, that's fine. We can go see it if you want. I say that as if I'm going to get a response. We're just going to go see it. Maybe it'll bring us back to the beginning of the level. Save us some time. Looks like we're still missing some orbs. I have no idea where they could be. We have plenty. 445 orbs. There's our boy. Lurker fish. Used to scare the hell out of me when I was a kid. When you hear that thumping, it's like it's galloping underwater. It's scary. But yeah. Alright, let's go see the muse. I mean, not the muse, the sculptor.
Oh, the muse! You saved her! Oh, you really are the best. Here, take this power cell. I won't need it now that I have my inspiration back.
How sweet we got him his inspiration back. Nice. I believe this guy had another power cell. Yep, 90 orbs.
So, you want to make a contribution? Good. A sizable one, I hope. Yeah. Oh, it is a sizable contribution. I just hope this power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
Alright, one more down. There are 2 more that we can get in this area, so I'm just gonna grab them, and then we can make our way through to the next level. That'll finish up the first area for us. And ended up being a little bit completionist. I accidentally ended up getting all of them on Misty Island. That's, I mean, I said that we were just gonna get whatever we could organically, and in the end, that's what happened. I mean, I just kind of ran into everything. But yeah, I just kind of did a loop of the island, and that ended up getting us all of the power cells that we wanted, and...
Who awakens the Oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
Jesus. Alright, 120. Well,
For
we have
your
enough.
gift, another power cell is yours.
Well, we kind of stepped off of
You
the
have
cliff.
proven
Very modified voice. That voice is gonna come back in later games too, so get used to it. But yeah, enough complaining about games. I have some other new games that I got my eye out for. Got some indie games that I would like to play at some point. And plenty of older games. Like I said, we have 14 older games that I want to play through, so we're gonna do that. And pretty much all of these games are between $5 and $20, depending on when you get them. A lot of times they're on sale, which is really nice. I'm just gonna skip ahead to where we're supposed to go. Alright, and there's no boss to check us before we transition to the next area. There's just kind of an obstacle course. So we'll get through that, and we'll finish the episode in the new area. 2 episodes and we're already in a new area with 33 power cells. 1/3 of the way through the game.
You have the 20 cells needed to power my heat shield. Now be careful. The shield will only protect your zoomer till it reaches 500 degrees, so try to keep her cool. Flying over open lava will definitely heat you up fast. Hit 500 degrees and it's over. Over? Like burning molten metal over? The fire canyon gets pretty hot, so keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly. Oh, and when you get across, don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you. Good luck!
Alright, and with that, moving on to the next area. The little gauge on the left is going to show us our temperature, and the gauge on the right shows us our speed. Just like everywhere else... Oh man, I missed the balloon. Just like every other area, there are orbs to collect, and scout flies to pick up. This thing goes pretty fast too. Ooh, I'm gonna collect that. This is gonna speed us up. The sound design in this game is so cool. Whoa, 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 too fast. Oh man, I'm heating up fast. Oh no, no, no. Oh. Yeah, that's gonna warn us whenever we're heating up too much. Yep, I might not make it this time. I might have to skip to when we get back to this. Oh, never mind. Made it. We have one more fly here to collect. I might just go back and get it at some point, but for now, we're in Rock Village. Seems a little quiet. And on fire, apparently.
Oh no!
We gotta activate this for the other two, so they can come in.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that teleporter tingling sensation. Hey! It looks like the Blue Sage threw a party.
Oh my! Rock Village is on fire!
One heck of a party.
No, I mean Rock Village is being bombarded with flaming boulders. Oh, and it looks like the Blue Sage is working on a levitation machine to move them. Assuming it's operational, we're gonna need power cells to fuel it. I guess you two are going to have to find some more.
We'd better take a look at his notes. Jack, go check on the villagers. Then come back and give us an update. And take the furball with you.
What a surprise. We're not done with power cell hunting yet. Of course, 20 is never going to be enough. We need another, I don't know, I think it goes up to like 35 or 45 or something. It's not going to take us that much work to catch up, but we got to do some hunting. So, yeah. With that, we'll finish up this episode here. Episode 2, and we're already 33% of the way. That's crazy. I thought this series was going to get us at least 10 episodes, but I don't know. We still might. We'll see. Thanks for joining. And man, I'm really looking forward to the way that these episodes are going to come out. I feel like it's going to sound and look so much better. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, and yeah, I guess that's all. Bye.